In this video, we will demonstrate how to improve a Google Scholar search using different keyword techniques. We will use edge computing as our main topic and gradually make the search more specific. We will begin with a broad search, then use quotation marks, followed by, and to narrow the results. Finally, we will use OR to include alternative terminology and broaden the search when necessary. We begin by searching for edge computing without quotation marks. This provides a broad range of academic results related to edge computing. However, because the two words are not placed inside quotation marks, Google Scholar can treat edge and computing as separate search terms. This means that some results may not be specifically focused on edge computing as a technology. A broad search is useful as our starting point because it allows us to understand the overall amount of research available. However, for a literature review, we eventually want to focus on studies that are directly related to our specific topic. We now place quotation marks around edge computing. Quotation marks tell Google Scholar to search for these words as an exact phrase. Instead of treating edge and computing as separate keywords, the search now focuses specifically on the phrase edge computing. This makes the results more relevant to our topic and reduces some of the results that may only contain the individual words. This is a useful first step when conducting a literature search because it allows us to establish a clear and specific main keyword. Once we have our main topic, we can begin adding other concepts that are important to our research. Next, we add another concept that is closely related to edge computing, latency. Our search is now edge computing and latency. The and operator tells Google Scholar that we want studies related to both edge computing and latency. This makes the search more specific than simply searching for edge computing. Latency is an important concept when studying computing systems because it relates to the delay between an action or request and the resulting response. By adding latency, we can focus our literature search on studies investigating how edge computing can address or improve latency-related issues. We can make the search even more specific by adding another keyword. This time, we add real-time processing. Our search becomes edge computing and latency and real-time processing. We now have two and operators connecting three concepts. The search is focused on studies that discuss edge computing together with latency and real-time processing. This is useful if our research involves applications where a quick response is important. For example, edge computing can be investigated in systems where processing information closer to where it is generated may help reduce delays. The important thing is that every keyword should have a clear connection to our research objectives. We should not add keywords simply to reduce the number of results. Finally, we can use OR together with our to and operators. Our search becomes edge computing and latency and real-time processing OR low latency. We are still using and to keep the search focused on edge computing and latency. However, we are now using OR to include two related terms, real-time processing and low latency. This is useful because researchers may describe similar concepts using different terminology. For example, one paper may discuss the importance of real-time processing, while another may focus specifically on achieving low latency. If we only searched for one of these terms, we could potentially miss relevant studies that use the alternative terminology. By using OR, we can include both possibilities while maintaining the main focus of our search. This demonstrates how we can narrow and broaden different parts of a search at the same time. Overall, this demonstrates how we can systematically improve a Google Scholar search.